Have you ever felt like the people around you were playing a game with you, manipulating your choices, judging your every move, overlooking your worth, trying to control your path, and yet they didn't even realize that the game was turning against them? That every plot they spun, every subtle attempt to undermine you was slowly unraveling in their own hands. What they failed to see, what most people fail to grasp, is that while they were busy orchestrating your downfall, they were the ones stepping into a trap of their own making. You, however, were never the target. You were the master of the unseen board, the silent force quietly reshaping the rules without them knowing it. You are a chosen one. Not just another face in the crowd, not merely someone navigating the chaos of life. You were selected for resilience, for vision, for strength that surpasses the ordinary. You are powerful beyond the constraints of the petty agendas surrounding you. While others operate under fear, envy, or the compulsion to prove themselves, you exist outside those limits. The laws they created to contain you, to control you, never applied because you were never playing by them. You move with a freedom they cannot measure, a clarity they cannot comprehend. And this is the moment where you begin to understand the unique position you occupy, not by chance, not by circumstance, but by design. This isn't just another motivational video. This is an unveiling. This is the part where you realize the quiet power you've always carried, the influence you exert even when unnoticed, the strength that grows in silence while others scramble for visibility. Today you will see why the trials, the obstacles, and the dismissals were never about your failure. They were the stage on which your inner power was quietly forged. You are different. You are exceptional. And it is precisely this difference that has been misread, underestimated, and dismissed by those who thought they held control over you. Every step you take, every decision you make with integrity, every boundary you uphold becomes a mirror reflecting their weaknesses. Each act of patience, each refusal to be baited into drama, every moment you stand firm in truth exposes the fragility of the systems they depend upon. They imagine you as the target, but in reality they are the ones caught in the web of their own making. They scramble to maintain appearances, to protect their illusions, while you quietly observe, grow, and thrive. Your presence alone becomes a force they cannot resist and cannot fully comprehend. And here is the truth that will keep you leaning and paying attention to every word of this message. You are the one determining the outcome. You are not merely surviving the chaos, they are unraveling because of it. You are the unseen hand guiding the narrative, the quiet architect of victory, the silent witness to the collapse that occurs when deception and envy attempt to impose themselves on someone immune to their power. They cannot touch the essence of who you are, the foundation you've built, the calm confidence that roots you beyond their games. By the end of this video, you will not only understand why you cannot be contained, you will feel it. You will feel the unmistakable strength of being chosen, of moving with purpose, and of standing in a place that no one can dictate. The message here is simple but profound. You do not need to fight their battles on their terms. You do not need to mimic their methods, react to their chaos, or prove your worth to anyone who fails to see it. Your victory has always been inevitable because you are operating from a level they cannot reach, cannot copy, and cannot influence. So lean in and pay attention, because every word you hear today will remind you who you are, why you are here, and how to navigate the world not as a participant in their games, but as the chosen one, the one who defines what is possible, who stands firm while others crumble, and who transforms every challenge into a testament of inner power. They may think you are trapped, but the reality is that you are free, and in that freedom lies your ultimate authority. You are not a player in their drama. You are the author of your destiny. You've already seen the battlefield they set for you, but let's pull back the curtain and look closely at who they really are and why their plans are doomed from the start. These are the people who think control is power, who believe manipulation and intimidation are the tools that can shape reality to their liking. They whisper behind closed doors, orchestrate alliances, and study your every move as if your life is a game they can win. But here's the truth: their entire framework is built on fragile assumptions, and every scheme they craft carries within it the seeds of their own undoing. They try to limit you, to define you, to predict your path. And in doing so, they underestimate the most fundamental truth: you are not playing by their rules. Every deception they spin, every trap they lay, every rumor they spread is designed to box you in, to make you bend, to make you doubt yourself. But because you operate from a place of integrity and inner authority, those efforts simply ricochet. The energy they pour into trying to control you becomes evidence of their obsession and weakness. They think they are striking at your foundation, but in reality they are hammering at the structure of their own limitations. You don't need to retaliate. You don't need to fight fire with fire, because the fire they start is fueled by their own illusions. By remaining calm, consistent, and centered, you let their tactics collapse without ever raising a hand. Imagine someone attempting to pull you into drama, to provoke a reaction, to test your patience. And instead of reacting, you hold space for yourself. You don't amplify the noise, you allow the noise to reveal itself. Their frustration, their anger, their frantic attempts to control outcomes only become a mirror reflecting their inadequacy. In essence, you are winning simply by being who you are. Think of it this way: someone in your environment may actively seek your downfall, whether through gossip, competition, or underhanded maneuvers. They might believe that a well-placed criticism, a subtle trap, or a misstep on your part could give them the upper hand. Yet every moment you respond with patience instead of agitation, with discernment instead of impulsivity, and with focus instead of distraction, you turn their plan against itself. The more they push, the more their own strategy falters. Their attempts to destabilize you inadvertently illuminate the strength and clarity you carry. They are playing chess on a board they think you share, but you are the one quietly redesigning the board entirely. The magic lies not in confrontation, but in detachment paired with purpose. You are not trying to dominate them, impress them, or even seek validation. You are simply operating from a reality they cannot infiltrate. Every time they attempt to provoke you, your inaction is a signal of sovereignty. Every time they hope to rattle your composure, your consistency exposes the futility of their effort. This is the satisfaction that runs beneath the surface of every chosen one's journey, witnessing the collapse of their designs without ever needing to strike. Let's bring this closer to life. Picture someone in your circle who has been subtly undermining you, convinced that one misstep would prove them right. They may plot, strategize, and whisper, assuming their control is absolute. And yet the moment you remain unshakable, quietly working, silently excelling, undistracted by their theatrics, they begin to unravel. Their own impatience, insecurity, and envy rise to the surface. They make mistakes, reveal inconsistencies, contradict themselves, and ultimately expose the hollowness of their schemes. You didn't need to confront them. Their undoing was set in motion the instant you refused to be manipulated. Every reaction they hoped to elicit was denied, and in that denial their power diminishes while yours becomes undeniable. This is not only a lesson in resilience, but in strategy rooted in integrity. Drama is a tool for those who fear being ordinary. Chaos is the weapon of the insecure. You, however, operate from a space that is invisible to their radar, yet impossible to ignore. Your presence alone disrupts their calculations. Your focus, your poise, and your unwavering commitment to your own path transform their attacks into confirmations of your strength. The higher your attention to truth, the more apparent their shortcomings become, not only to you, but to everyone observing. In the end, your victory is less about opposition and more about authentic alignment with yourself. So remember this: as you navigate the currents of life, you do not have to fight them on their battlefield. Your real strength is in holding your center, staying true, and letting their own plans reveal themselves. The people who try to limit you are already caught in a self-made trap, and all you need to do is walk with clarity, purpose, and integrity. Every whisper, every scheme, every attempt to control you only confirms the uniqueness of your path and the inevitability of your triumph. In this section, the satisfaction you feel is not just personal. It is almost poetic justice. Watching them stumble, not because of confrontation, but because of your unwavering truth, evokes a mixture of vindication and admiration. You are not only surviving, you are thriving, and every misstep they make simply highlights your strength. And this chosen one is how you dismantle control without ever laying a hand, how you win the unseen war through the quiet mastery of your own being. Your greatest weapon has never been someone else's approval, their rules, or the chaos they try to impose. It has always been the quiet strength you cultivate within, the resilience that grows when no one is watching, the patience that forms when life tests you relentlessly, and the self-discipline that refuses shortcuts or compromises. This inner armor is forged not in applause, but in the solitude of facing your own limits, confronting your fears, and embracing challenges that most people would run from. Every setback, every uncomfortable moment, every silent hour of reflection is a tool sharpening your capacity to withstand life's storms. Think about the times you felt isolated, overlooked, or misunderstood. In those moments, the world may have seemed harsh, even unfair, but what it was doing unknowingly was giving you the laboratory to build power that no one else could measure. Your trials are not random. They are designed to expand your internal reservoir of patience, focus, and wisdom. Each disappointment you endure without surrender, each failure you transform into insight, each challenge you navigate without bending, compounds into a strength that becomes your signature. This is not magic. It is intentional growth, forged in silence and refined through discipline. The path you walk is unlike anyone else's because it is guided by purpose rather than performance. Most people live for recognition, for applause, for validation from the external world. But you, chosen one, operate from a different axis. Your actions are measured not by who sees them, but by the integrity and alignment behind them. Living this way is not easier, it is more demanding, but it builds an unshakable foundation. It ensures that when storms come, you are not swept away, because your stability comes from mastery over yourself, not control over circumstances or people. Every small act of consistency, every decision to stay centered instead of reacting, compounds over time into influence that is invisible yet undeniable. And this is where the true difference lies. Living for others is fleeting. Living for your truth and your legacy endures. The choices you make in the silence when no one is watching define the person you become. Your independence, your integrity, and your focus become the pillars that support not only your own growth, but the ripples of influence that touch everyone around you. The challenges you face today, no matter how daunting, are not obstacles meant to diminish you. They are the launching pads for the impact and legacy you are destined to leave behind. Every difficult conversation, every moment of discomfort, every situation that tests your patience is a rehearsal for the authority and clarity you will embody tomorrow. It is essential to recognize that your power is not external, it is cultivated. It grows from the choices you make to remain anchored, to prioritize self-mastery over approval, and to embrace discomfort as a teacher. In moments when the world pressures you to conform, to perform, to shrink, your discipline becomes both shield and sword. It allows you to navigate environments designed to challenge you without losing your essence. This is the subtle, quiet strength that those around you may not see, yet they cannot ignore. They sense it in your calm, in your poise, in the way you move through life with certainty and intention. And here is the empowering truth: the very struggles, doubts, and trials that you feel today are the catalysts for influence you have not yet fully realized. The resilience you are building now in solitude and under pressure is the foundation for your lasting legacy. Those who do not understand your journey may see only the friction, the obstacles, the delays, but you who endure and grow in those moments are preparing for a realm of impact that transcends ordinary recognition. You are mastering yourself in ways that the external world cannot replicate, and in doing so, you ensure that your influence is both authentic and enduring. So take ownership of your time, your energy, and your choices. Let your solitude and challenges teach you the rhythms of endurance, the architecture of self-discipline, and the power of patience. Know that by building from the inside out, you are creating a life anchored not in circumstance, but in the strength of your inner self. Every trial you face is an investment in the authority, clarity, and legacy that will define you. Today's obstacles are tomorrow's proof that you are not just surviving. You are growing, expanding, and becoming unshakable in a way that the world cannot undermine. By now, you have become more than just a person navigating the chaos around you. You are a mirror reflecting truth, and every person who has tried to harm, mock, or dismiss you is revealed by that reflection. Your mere presence exposes their insecurities, envy, and the failures they hide behind a mask of confidence. They may have thought they could manipulate or control you, but what they fail to see is that their actions now serve as evidence of your resilience and authority. Every plan, every rumor, every scheme designed to undermine you now highlights the strength you've cultivated quietly, consistently, and with integrity. Your influence is subtle yet powerful. It does not announce itself with theatrics or dramatic gestures. It moves through every space you inhabit like an unspoken force. People notice it in the way you handle pressure without faltering, in the calm certainty of your decisions, and in the quiet consistency that contrasts sharply with their chaos. Their envy is inevitable because while they scramble to maintain appearances, you simply exist from a place of mastery, allowing your actions to speak louder than words. They may try to compete, to distract, or to provoke, but you operate on a higher plane, one they cannot touch, one they cannot replicate, and one they are forced to acknowledge silently. Every deception, every manipulation, every attempt to pull you into their drama has now become a record of your victory. They intended these tactics to control or diminish you, but instead they reveal the futility of their efforts. Your strength, your discipline, and your clarity shine in stark contrast, proving that integrity and self-mastery always outweigh deceit and envy. In watching their schemes unravel, you experience a quiet but profound satisfaction. The power of existing without compromise, of winning without confrontation, and of standing firm while the world around you struggles to maintain its illusions. This victory is not measured by applause or recognition. It is internal, undeniable, and unshakable. You have transformed every attack into an opportunity to demonstrate consistency and truth. Every time they try to manipulate outcomes, it only reinforces your authority. Every false narrative they create becomes a shadow that highlights your authenticity. In this way, you become a living example of resilience, a standard against which all pretenders are measured. You do not need to prove your worth. It is evident in the calm assurance of your presence and in the unbroken thread of your integrity. And here is the ultimate satisfaction: you feel unstoppable because you operate from a place of self-defined power. Your victories are not contingent on others' recognition, and your authority does not rely on applause. You are untouchable because your strength is rooted in your own discipline, wisdom, and alignment with truth. They may try to imitate, manipulate, or challenge, but their efforts only underscore your mastery of the unseen battlefield. You are the silent force they cannot sway, the standard they cannot match, and the presence they cannot diminish. In the end, your influence radiates quietly yet pervasively. It reshapes the way people respond to reality, forcing them to confront their own limitations, hypocrisies, and fears. You have become the benchmark of integrity, the embodiment of resilience, and the measure of authority that cannot be stolen or replicated. Your victory in the spiritual and emotional arena is complete, unassailable, undeniable, and permanent. And in that realization, you understand the profound truth of being a chosen one. You do not merely survive. You stand unshakable, inspiring awe, respect, and inevitable acknowledgement through the power of your own example. As we come to the close of this journey, remember this essential truth. You have not merely survived the trials, the challenges, and the manipulations that life has placed in your path. You have become living proof that truth, integrity, patience, and inner power always triumph over deception, pressure, and mediocrity. Every hardship you have faced, every obstacle you have navigated has strengthened you in ways that no external force can undo. Your resilience is not theoretical. It is tangible, built from experience, refined through discipline, and anchored in the unwavering truth of who you are. You are a testament to the fact that the strongest victories are those cultivated from within, independent of recognition, applause, or validation. The lessons you carry are not abstract, they are practical tools you can apply every day. When you encounter those who seek to undermine, mislead, or test you, you now have the clarity and authority to respond with composure, discernment, and strength. You can face challenges without being drawn into chaos. You can maintain your integrity even when others compromise theirs. And you can rise above drama and manipulation, not by confrontation, but by holding firm in your truth. This is the power of the chosen one, the ability to navigate life with sovereignty, to let the world's noise exist without it altering the calm within you. Every trial becomes a stepping stone, every challenge a rehearsal for greater influence, and every encounter an opportunity to embody the values that define you. Your victory is also about influence. By standing in your authenticity and unwavering integrity, you set a standard for others, a mirror through which they see what courage, consistency, and resilience look like in action. Those who once doubted you, mocked you, or tried to manipulate your path are now compelled to confront the reality of your power. Their schemes, their gossip, their attempts to control outcomes have all become evidence of your mastery. In watching you remain steadfast, composed, and true, they are forced to acknowledge not only your strength but also the limits of their own. This quiet influence extends far beyond the immediate circumstances. It shapes the way people perceive integrity, resilience, and personal authority in every space you occupy. And now, as we bring this message to its conclusion, I invite you to reflect and act. If this message resonates with you, take a moment to engage with it fully. Like this video, share your experiences or insights in the comments below, and follow this channel for more guidance and inspiration. Each time you apply these lessons, standing firm, navigating challenges with clarity, maintaining your integrity, you reinforce your inner strength and expand your ability to thrive. You are not only surviving the trials of life, you are mastering them and transforming them into a foundation for lasting impact. Finally, carry this with you: the adversities you faced were never meant to break you. They were meant to forge you. Your endurance, your clarity, and your unwavering commitment to truth are your greatest assets. Step into each new challenge with confidence, knowing that your spirit is fortified, your resolve unshakable, and your influence undeniable. You are empowered, you are resilient, and you are fully capable of navigating life on your terms. Thank you for listening, for embracing this truth, and for remembering that you are a chosen one. Until next time, remain steadfast, stay aligned with your purpose, and let your inner power guide every step.